Hey, Tom Ferry, your coach. Do you know someone that it would be best described that they're in a downward spiral? You know what I mean? Like someone that's just kind of, they're on their path, but the path really isn't a path to progress. It's not a path to profit. It's a path to disaster. Do you know somebody like that? This video is really for that person. So if you're watching this, maybe this was sent to you by someone that loves you, by someone that really cares, by somebody that wants good for you. So here's my thought. I was talking to a client today, and they were in that same situation, and I reminded them that when you know someone like that, in this case it was that individual, I said, you know, it's like Newton's law of physics. You know, a body in motion, I actually wrote it on the wall here, a body in motion remains or stays in motion until acted upon by an outside force. A body in motion remains in motion until acted upon by an outside force. So here we are in this coaching session. She was clearly in a spiral moment, and I said to her, whoa, wait a minute. You are a powerhouse. You want to do something extraordinary, but your head right now is a very scary place to be. Your body, as in your life, is in motion, but the direction it's going is down with this kind of thinking. If you know someone like that, you know what I'm talking about. You know how fast we can go to that dark, scary place. Well, here's what I said. Look, there's 3 things you have to do every single day if you want to interrupt this pattern, if you want to be that outside force. See, I'm an outside force for people. That's my whole life, is just, you know, whoa, stop, that's not working. Now let's do something about it. You know what I'm talking about? So here's what I said. There's 3 things that you got to do. So if you know someone that is kind of spiraling out of control mentally, and you love them, you care for them, you want to reach out, you want to stop that momentum and get them reshifted and focused back on track the way you know you want their, or they want their life to be, here's 3 quick actions. I said, number 1, you need to interrupt their pattern by asking them better questions. So, you know, you start with easy ones like, who do you love and who loves you? Or the questions I love to ask is, what do you need to release? What do you need to let go of? You remember that from a video, you know, last week. So asking questions like, you know, what's really going on? What's the worst case scenario? What's the most likely scenario? And what's the best case scenario of this current environment or situation that you're in? Question number 2 is you change what they're doing physically. You know when you meet somebody who's on a spiral, they're not walking around going, yes! They're walking around doing this. Oh yeah, you know, things have been kind of rough and tough. You know what I'm talking about. So you need to literally, if it means reach out, give them a hug, shake them. I've walked by my salespeople and seen them on the phones, and if I see their shoulders bent over, or you know they're crouching over, I'll grab their arms and stretch them out like this, because you know it's hard to stand like this. If you're watching this video, stand up. It's hard to stand like this. You look straight up in the sky, you put a big, goofy, silly smile on your face, and then get depressed. It's impossible. Why? Because we know when we change our physiology, it impacts our mind, our thinking. We're interrupting the pattern, the body in motion. And then the last one is, you gotta get clear on what you want. What brings your business joy? What fires you up? What's your vision for the future? Look, we all go through moments in life where we're uncertain, where we're unclear. And then in those moments, a little negative news comes whispering into our ear. And you know what? We can take that one negative thought and spiral out of control. You've heard me talk about it before. The average human being is 6 moves from death and dying in almost every news information that they receive. Or, you know, you're driving down the street and you think a car might hit you, and right in your mind you go right to death. We all experience that. The key, though, for you and I is to acknowledge, what will we do in that moment to get out of it? Remember, a body in motion remains in motion until acted upon by an outside force. Asking better questions to pull you out of it. What's the worst case scenario? What's the most likely scenario? What's the best case scenario? Changing what's going on with you physically, taking people for a walk around the building, whatever it takes, getting their arms up, putting a smile on their face. All this changes your emotion and your energy. And then the last one is getting clear about what you want, setting forth an intention, setting forth a goal, and then obviously take any immediate action, big or small, towards what it is you want. This will change what we talked about earlier with Newton's law. So very kind of interesting, fun conversation. I would really challenge you to send this video to anyone you know, anyone you love, anyone you care for, that you've kind of seen them maybe spiraling out of control a little bit, and you know that maybe this could be the one thing they get this year that interrupts that pattern. So if you're watching this video because it was sent to you, you know it was sent by somebody that cared. Thanks for taking the time. Now, get into action. And always remember, your strategy matters and your passion rules. This is Tom Ferry saying thanks for watching.